Hi there, Maureen. How are you? This is just in response to your question about how to make a scatter plot or a line graph. So I'll just guide you. I'll just put in some dump data in an Excel file, and I'll demonstrate for you how to make a scatter plot from that.
Okay, so now you can see I have created this dummy set of data. I have here on the A column all the x-axis variables, and you can see the intervals are not regular. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 10, 15, 20. So the change here is 5, the change here is 1, and the change at the very end is 15. So 75, 90, 120. And I have not collected, but I have created data for 3 sets of experiments. Each set is placed in a column. Now I will demonstrate for you how to use the line plot and also how to use the scatter plot. And why did I ask you to use the scatter plot? So if you want to use the line graph, you just select your y-axis variables, you go to insert and click on this icon here, and then go to, well, let's use this one, why not? So if you use this this line graph function, we end up on the x-axis with equally spaced intervals, which is not what we have, and actually we don't have these values. If you want to insert these values, you can, and this is how you do it. You just right click and you select the data, and instead of all of these, you click on edit here and you select A1 through A19, so all this column, and you click OK. Okay. So now what you have is the numbers on the A column appear here, so that's a good thing. But obviously the bad thing is that the values do not really correspond, in the sense that what you have what you have is equally spaced values, but they are not equally spaced in as numbers. So on the graph you can see that the difference between 1 and 2 is the same as the difference between 60 and 75. So obviously this is a distorted graph, and that's why a line graph is not the best way to represent this set of data. So what we do instead of the line, and I'm going to keep this, what we do instead of the line graph, we use a scatter plot. To do that, you just select everything, the whole thing, and you go to insert and you go to scatter plot, which is this icon here, and then you select this one, the one with scatter with smooth lines and markers. Here we are. So I'm going to show you the difference, particularly in this region, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is this region, as opposed to this one. It's a different graph. And this is a more accurate graph, a more accurate representation. This is an accurate representation, whereas the other one is not an accurate representation. So this is an accurate representation of our data. We have on the x-axis, we have from 0 to 120, and you can see that the values are not equally spaced. So here you have a density of data points, and here you have a scarcity, relative scarcity of data points, which is what we have in our data. Really, it's a good representation of the data. So this is your scatter plot, and you can add some elements to your chart, so you make it more legible. You go to chart elements and you add axis titles. You can add data labels if you want. I wouldn't recommend that. Error bars, but it just makes it difficult to see. And you can add the trend line. The trend line is your best fit line. So basically, if I click on that, it will prompt you to choose one of the series. You choose series 1, for example, you click OK, and then you get this best fit line. So the line of best fit. So once you click on that line, you get options here to format it. And if you click on the trend line options and you go down and tick the display equation on chart, you'll be able to see the linear equation that approximate the behavior of temperature as a function of time. So here the y-axis is temperature, so basically you just double click there and you delete what's there, you write temperature. Did I get this right? Temperature, that's right. And then on the x-axis it's time. Now if we want to add another trend line, you just click on the chart and then add the plus sign here, chart elements. For trend line, you click on the little arrow here, you go to more options and you select the other series, series 2. You can't select them all, so you have to do it one by one. Click OK and then you get that. You also display the equation on chart. You want to do it a third time for the series 3, you just click on the chart again, plus sign, trend line option, more options, series 3, OK, and display equation on chart. So basically what you have here are the 3 plots showing the actual data that you collected and the 3 lines of best fit lines. That's what you have, which is a very accurate way of representing your data. So you have the actual data values and the best fit line. Now you may want to change this, the series 1, series 2, and insert the name of the experiment perhaps. So what you do is you go to data, is it? No, you go to design. So you click on this, you click on your chart and then you go to design and you go on select data. Once you're here, you want to rename this series 1, click on edit, so you rename it as trial 1, let's say, or part 1 or whatever. And series 2, let's call it trial 2, okay. And series 3, let's edit it and call it trial 3, okay. And then you click OK, and there you have it. So it's trial 1, 2, 3, and that's the linear trial, so dotted points, etc. Now of course you can change, you can edit style and color, etc. So you can experiment with that. And of course you can change this, so change of temperature as a function of time, for example, capital T. Okay, so there's your graphs. So I hope you find this helpful, and please talk to me if you think there's still issues with that. Okay, cheers.